On January 2nd, you'll see the beautiful rose floats in the 123rd Rose Parade, but it takes more than magic to build them. We'll take you behind the scenes on this special edition of CCN Crown City News. Your news, your neighborhood, seconds away.
Do you have a great business idea? The Pasadena Enterprise Zone can help. The Pasadena Enterprise Zone, open for business.
Hi, I'm Jesse Avila at the Convalescent Aid Society, a nonprofit organization established in 1923. We provide the free loan of durable medical equipment, of hospital beds, wheelchairs, walkers, canes, and many other items. Your donations and contributions are welcome and greatly appreciated. We are located at 3255 East Foothill Boulevard in Pasadena.
We're here to help you!
Please give us a call and check for availability at 626-793-1696.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everyone. Thank you for watching this special Rose Parade edition of CCN Crown City News. I'm Natalie Tavidian. We're glad you decided to join us. As the excitement builds and the Tournament of Roses events begin, we wanted to give you a look at some of the preparation that goes into making the traditional New Year's Eve event something to remember. We start with a look at the 2012 Donate Life float. Builders say this float shows how so many have given others the gift of life. The float inspires people to save and heal lives as registered organ, eye, and tissue donors. Dozens of donor family members and friends gather each year to decorate floragraphs, which are floral portraits of their loved ones, the deceased donors. We spoke with one family who lost their son in a car accident 14 years ago. They quickly made a decision to donate his heart to a 13-year-old boy who has now become like family.
He's very good.
Tommy Weiss died in 1997 in a car accident when he was 10 years old. His parents chose at a time of extreme tragedy to donate life. Chris Truxau received Tommy's heart 14 years ago, and his family became an important part of Tommy's family.
It was a tough decision.
It was really
hard, and but that's the beauty that came out of the tragedy.
That beauty was the closeness the two families have since shared.
My goodness, they're like my family now. Oh yeah, we spend a lot of time together.
Can you tell me a little bit about how that relationship's been?
Oh, it's such a blessing, honestly. It's Christopher is like my second son, and they're just like an addition to our family. Just very close.
We were extremely fortunate to meet Donna only several months after I received my heart transplant from her son Tommy, who unfortunately passed away. But they more or less instantly became a part of our family, and we attend each other's weddings and anniversaries and birthdays regularly. And even my sister, who's getting married next summer, Marissa, Tommy's sister, will be in her wedding party. And
the Weiss and Truxau family have joined forces to decorate the florograph or flora portraits of Tommy. His photo is one of 72 memorial floragraphs of deceased donors whose gifts gave life and time to so many. Often the event creates an instant bond between two families.
We have a very special bond with them. I affectionately call Donna my second mother. And actually, there was a big joke when I turned 26, which was the time I had then had Tommy's heart longer than I had my original heart. And the joke was then that Donna was now responsible for me as my new mother.
The Donate Life Float Committee Chair says they are always inspired by the Rose Parade themes, and this year's was no different.
This year's Just Imagine, and the three dots that come at the end of that inspired us to complete that idea. And when we asked ourselves, what do we just imagine? Whether we've lost loved ones who become donors, or whether we're waiting for a transplant, or whether we've received a transplant and value every single moment, what we all really want is more time. And so we distilled that idea about the preciousness of time in the theme, One More Day. So really the whole sentiment is, just imagine one more day.
Chris says he's glad so many people have come to honor the donor families.
And it's great to see so many other donor families out here, paying respect to people who are truly heroes to people like me.
The float will have 28 riders between 17 and 67 years of age. Among them will be Emily Fennell, West Coast's first hand transplant recipient. And from the world of sports, Alex Rodriguez, brother of boxer Francisco Paco Rodriguez, who died from injuries yet saved 5 lives through organ donations. For more information on Donate Life or the float, visit donatelifefloat.org. The 123rd Tournament of Roses Parade themed Just Imagine takes place Monday, January 2nd, 2012 at 8 a.m. You'll see the finished products, those majestic floral floats along with high-stepping equestrian units and marching bands. But it takes months of work to put it all together. CCN's Lily Nuno has more from a company that's helped build Rose Parade floats since 1956.
Hey Natalie, I just spoke to president of Phoenix Decorating Company and look at what he had to say.
Which of all the floats is your favorite this year?
You know what, through the years that I've been doing this, I've sent over 500 units down Colorado Boulevard. As far as favorites go, it's hard to tell, it really is. We have a good time doing what we do. We treat our biggest clients the same as we treat our little clients. Our smaller clients are just as proud of their floats as our big clients are theirs. So we're proud of all of them.
So when they come to you initially, do they give you a vision that they have and then you guys draw it out?
Very rarely does anybody give us a vision. We walk into a room like this and you see all this artwork, and we generate all the artwork, and 99% of the time we usually come up with the artwork. Now granted, there's a lot of discussion, there's a lot of meetings, there's a lot of brainstorming with some of our clients. They do have ideas, but it's our job to take those ideas and turn them into Rose Parade floats.
And how long is the preparation for it? Do you guys start at the beginning of the year, or how long is the length of?
I have my first sales meeting January the 8th for the next year. We will hit the ground running. We've got designers working on designs. We're talking to a lot of people. I will have my first float on the floor mid-March for the following parade.
And can you give us a little bit about the background of your company, when it started, and is it something that was started by your family? Is it a family-owned business?
It is a family-owned business. It's very family. Even my extended family, most of my people have been with me for the better part of 20 years. The company was incorporated in 1983. My dad and I actually built the company up. I was his business partner for 25 years till I lost him of pancreatic cancer 3 years ago. So it's still a lot of fun. It's not as much fun without my dad doing it, but my kids are getting involved with it now. My wife works by my side, very heavily involved in the flower part of it. So it's still very family oriented.
Chris Lobhouse says he hopes one day his children will take over the family business. Reporting from Pasadena, Lily Nuno, CCN.
The late founder Bill Lofthouse was involved in the Rose Parade building business since 1956. Chris says he's been part of the float industry his entire life. For more info on the floats, you can log on to phxdeco.com. You Are the Controller is their theme. Sound familiar? Video gamers join the Rose Parade. That's next on CCN, Crown City News, your neighborhood. Don't go away. You won't want to miss this.
Hi, I'm Lori Webster. I'm the owner of Webster's Fine Stationers.
Hi, I'm Scott Webster.
You need to come and check us out because we've got great gifts for everybody in the family.
We have Fine Stationers by Cranes and Company.
We have some beautiful greeting cards, things that are unique.
A myriad of other things, so please come by.
And our phone number is area code 626-797-1135, and we're located at 2450 North Lake Avenue, Suite B in Altadena. Our motto is,
Let's do something good today.
If your child is getting behind in school and needs help organizing, reading, writing, or studying, Klein's Classes can help. Audrey Klein has been teaching for more than 20 years. Her book, Skills for Student Success, can teach your child essential learning tools. Klein's Classes are affordable and conveniently available online. You can view the lessons and educational films anytime.
I've seen children jump 2 reading levels in 1 year. I've proven it over and over again.
Don't let another semester pass without getting your child some help. Visit kleinsclasses.com and get started today. Unleash your inner shark. Sharky Zartman's book, Shark Sense, reveals the 14 life-changing steps you can take today to start reaching your goals. Through her witty yet no-nonsense approach, Sharky Zartman unlocks the lessons we can all learn from sharks.
I use the shark as a symbol for your inner source of strength and power, the part of you that doesn't know the meaning of the word can't.
Stop settling for less and start living with confidence and purpose. Order Shark Sense today at sharksense.org and get in touch with your inner shark. Do you have unpaid traffic tickets? Has your license been suspended for months or even years? One visit to Ticket Relief can reinstate your license, often in less than 30 minutes. We'll also roll back the penalties and late fees on your traffic tickets and get you more time to pay the original fee. It's no wonder newspapers are calling Ticket Relief a sigh of relief for motorists. Get your license back today. Call us at 213-272-2826 or visit us online at californiaticketrelief.org.
Welcome back to this special Rose Parade edition of CCN Crown City News. Their video games allow people to control the entertainment with just their bodies and voices. Now the brains behind Xbox Connect bring their revolutionary tech experience to life with a 30-foot float in the Rose Parade. CCN's TK Trinidad has more from way up on top of this extraordinary float.
I'm here with Brian Denzel. We are on top of the Microsoft Xbox 360 Connect float. Wow, that was a lot.
It's a tongue twister.
Can you tell me a little bit about the float?
Absolutely. Microsoft is in their first year with us here at Phoenix, and their rendition of Just Imagine is to imagine using their Connect series of games, their Xbox Connect 360 games. And so what we'll have on the float is various sports figures and various dancers as well that falls along with their line games.
And now this is Microsoft's first time in the parade. What is it like for a first-time float sponsor?
Well, that's correct. It is their first year with us, and for a first-time float sponsor, it's obviously very enthused, mainly because a lot of people think that this is just a 3-month project where you get a whole bunch of paper and you put it together and put it on wheels and have it move towards down the parade route. But obviously, they have now been in the process for a good year and understand what this whole process has been. So they're very excited.
And now, what other floats can people look forward to during the Rose Parade?
Well, through Phoenix Direct Decorating, we have 22 of the 44 that are rolling out. So we have half of the float field in both of our barns right now being worked on. I would have to say, just being a fan of the Rose Parade itself, all 22 that Phoenix is rolling out have to be just something to look at, because you can take your camera right now as they're being worked on, kind of take a look and a gander to see what's been painted. But once all the florals put on the week of the 26th, this really comes alive.
And now back to this float. What was used to make the float?
Well, it's built from steel on from the ground up, and then as you start to move around, you'll start to see a lot of the molding made from paper mache, chicken wire, so on and so forth, and that is all throughout the 55 of this float.
Well, speaking of 55, what's the other dimensions of the float?
Well, every float in the Rose Parade has to be able to break down to 16 feet 6 inches. Now that is to get underneath the Sierra Madre Bridge. Once it goes underneath Sierra Madre Boulevard at the very end of the parade route. So one of the tallest floats that we have this year, I want to say, moves up to at least 40 feet.
Now, so for people who play Xbox and know of Microsoft Xbox, where can they see the float? What lineup would this float be in?
The float will actually be the 15th float off the line, where it's at within the actual tournament itself. behind equestrian units as well as bands. I'm not sure, but it will be the 15th float on the year.
This amazing float will also have 8 dancers on it. Reporting from Rosemount Pavilion, TK Trinidad, CCN.
Another first-time participant this year is celebrating their centennial anniversary. Loyola Marymount's float has a special meaning to many students and parents who came out to show their school spirit by decorating the float. LMU last appeared in the Rose Parade in 1938. They featured their school marching band then. They hope the float will become a new addition to LMU traditions. Loyola Marymount University turned 100 years old in 2011. They'll end their centennial year by entering their first float in the Rose Parade. Some LMU parents, students, and alumni say joining the Pasadena New Year's Day tradition is a great addition to their centennial festivities.
Just absolutely ecstatic. It's been such a great process. It's such a great Southern California tradition, Tournament of Roses Parade, and to have a float and be able to embrace that, such a great tradition, and as well as 100 years for us as an institution.
We caught up with some parents who joined the volunteer decorators.
I'm here at the LMU float with Marilyn Hayes Cheragino. Marilyn, what are you doing?
Well, we are adding flowers to the library, which this is the library, which I understand has been open 24 hours a day for the last week in finals. And Susan and I feel like we're doing a manger scene because it's all...
Not only is this year's LMU's 100-year anniversary, it's also their first time participating in the Rose Parade. What does it mean to you?
I think it's great they added this to the tradition. I think it's wonderful. I don't know if they'll be back next year, but I think it's great that they have a float. I think everybody should be really proud and, go Lions.
And how are you connected to LMU?
I have a son who's a sophomore, and just started actually this year, so I'm a new involved person.
As parents worked on the library, I caught up with a student decorating the LMU chapel way up on top of the float.
What kind of work were you doing up here?
I was actually just decorating part of the chapel with lettuce seeds. Okay. So who knew? Yeah, so it's very intricate, and then there was poppy seeds being put on it. Yeah, that's the front of the chapel there.
Every university has its mascot, and you can see the proud lion on top of the LMU float, along with the library and chapel. But one very important feature on the LMU float is a replica of some benches on the LMU campus. LMU grad Sebastian Reyes says the benches hold a special meaning for many who went to school here.
Actually, on our float, we have benches that were created here at Phoenix Decorating Company, and they're replicas of benches that we have on our bluff on our campus. And every student is familiar with these benches. You kind of go out there, it kind of overlooks the ocean and the hills, and it's a great place it's very, very reflective place. And a lot of students have actually kind of mulled over their future, and there's been a lot of proposals on the bluff. And we actually had 2 alums that got engaged a few weeks ago here on this float on one of those benches.
The float is funded through private donations and support from students, faculty, and alumni. They will have 16 riders, including LMU President David Burcham. Every square inch of the floats must be covered with natural ingredients. We'll show you all the prep work. That's coming up next on the special edition of CCN Crown City News. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Jesse Avila at the Convalescent Aid Society, a nonprofit organization established in 1923. We provide the free loan of durable medical equipment, of hospital beds, wheelchairs, walkers, canes, and many other items. Your donations and contributions are welcome and greatly appreciated. We are located at 3255 East Foothill Boulevard in Pasadena.
We're here to help you.
Please give us a call and check for availability at 626-793-1696.
Do you have a great business idea? The Pasadena Enterprise Zone can help. Pasadena Enterprise Zone, open for business.
The CCN Energy Saver is brought to you by Southern California Edison.
Hi, I'm Luna Petty with your CCN Energy Saver. I'm here with Southern California Edison's Dave Ford. Dave, what can you tell your customers about holiday lights this season?
You know, it's a real pleasure to see you again. I'm glad to share some information for our customers. Well, let me share this first. When purchasing lamps, we want to make sure decorative lamps that they purchase LED Energy Star rated lamps. These lamps reduce the amount of energy and consumption that a customer will use, and they also are safe to operate and they don't put out as much heat.
Okay, what tips do you have for your customers who are interested in hanging lights?
Well, we certainly don't want our customers to be hanging lamps outside, around their house or near trees that power lines may exist in. We recommend that you at least be beyond 10 feet of a power line when you're making these types of installations around your house during the holiday season.
Thank you, Dave. This has been Luna Petty with your CCN Energy Saver.
The CCN Energy Saver is brought to you by Southern California Edison.
You get to see the final product, but right now we'll take you behind the scenes to show you how those giant Rose Parade floats get built. This Donate Light float volunteers blending parsley to cover all the green paint on the float.
Oh, it is? So should I go a little bit grainier than that? That's all right.
We also saw some others cutting and shredding flower petals by hand. A lot of detail goes into covering these floats. Let's take a look at the ironing process.
They're corn husks. Corn huskers. That's what makes that right there.
Oh,
they cut them into the template, the squares. First they soak them, and then then we iron them flat, and then they do a template and cut it. Then they glue it and let it sit for like 5 minutes, and then apply it to
The paint you see on the floats in these shots won't be visible at all during the Tournament of Roses parade. Every square inch will be covered in flowers, seeds, and other natural ingredients. Every float needs a driver, and they're not visible to the viewer. But we also discovered that the road isn't visible to the driver. CCN's Lily Nuno took an up-close and personal look at what the float driver sees during the parade, which is nothing.
I'm sure you can fit there.
Can I try that?
Yeah,
Is
sure.
that cool?
Just go ahead and step on this right here.
Hey, Natalie, this is cool. So it's in here. This is the actual, this is where people fit, and there's nowhere to look at all. So, but I fit, there's a TV. What does the TV do?
The TV on this is probably just for the driver himself to probably guide him.
Wow, but it's an actual car. Wow.
As you saw, the drivers don't see in front of them for the entire 5.5 miles route. Each float driver has an observer guiding them from a more visible spot on the float. The parade lasts 2.5 hours from any given point along the parade route. The route starts at Ellis Street and Orange Grove and then goes down Colorado Boulevard before turning north onto Sierra Madre Boulevard. Rose Parade participants and spectators have seen great weather for the past few years. What's in store for this January 2nd? CCN's weather meteorologist Curtis Peak is here to tell us what else we can expect during this year's New Year's Eve events. Curtis, what do you have for us?
I think we're going to luck out again and have beautiful weather. I think by the time the parade starts at 8 o'clock that morning, we're going to see temperatures in the upper 50s. It hasn't rained on the Rose Parade since 2006, so I think we're in good shape. But as the parade does progress, as the day does go along, the high is going to be about 67 degrees, and by the time the nighttime comes, we're going to have a low around 44 degrees. So everybody be careful out there and enjoy the Rose Parade. What a beautiful event. Natalie?
Thank you so much for that report. So we should have a sweater while we're out there watching the floats.
In the mornings, yes.
Thank you, Curtis. The 2012 Tournament of Roses Grand Marshal is a former Iraqi war veteran. More details when we come back. You're watching CCN Crown City News. Your news, your neighborhood. Don't go away.
keep your soul. Come on out, come on over, help me forget. Keep the walls from falling as they're tumbling in. Come on out, come on over, help me forget. Keep the walls from falling as they're tumbling in. Keep the walls from falling as we're tumbling in. This is love that I'm feeling. This is love that I'm feeling. This is love I'm feeling. This is love that I'm
J.R. Martinez is an Iraq War veteran. He became a fan favorite on Dancing with the Stars, and now he'll ride down Colorado Boulevard as Grand Marshal in honor of all wounded servicemen and servicewomen. J.R. will flip the coin as Grand Marshal just before the 98th Rose Bowl game. Rick Jackson, president of the Tournament of Roses, says Martinez is an inspiration to us all and a natural fit for this year's theme, Just Imagine. Martinez was deployed to Iraq in 2003. He was serving as a driver when his left front tire hit a landmine. 3 soldiers with him were ejected from the burning vehicle, but Martinez was trapped inside, suffering smoke inhalation and severe burns over 40% of his body. He spent 34 months in recovery. He decided to use this experience to help others. Martinez says he was speechless when he was asked to be Grand Marshal of the Tournament of Roses festivities. Tournament of Roses events begin December 29, 2011 and go through January 3, 2012 in Pasadena. The celebration begins on the 29th with float decorating, an opportunity to get up close and personal with the floral floats. Then experience the Spirit of the Rose Parade bands and equestrians during Equest Fest on the 30th and Band Fest on the 30th and 31st. Finally, festivities wrap up with the 98th Rose Bowl game on the 2nd, following the Rose Parade and post-parade viewing of the floats parked on Sierra Madre Boulevard from 1 p.m. on the day of the parade until 5 p.m. January 3rd. For more info, you can visit the Tournament of Roses website at tournamentofroses.com. That's it for this special holiday edition of CCN Crown City News. Thanks to our sponsors, including Southern California Edison, Wink Marketing, and the Pasadena Enterprise Center in Lake Avenue in Pasadena with available office space. Thanks to our CCN crew, you make this show possible. And thank you for watching CCN Crown City News, your neighborhood. Join us each week as we cover the news in the Pasadena and San Gabriel Valley. For all of us here at CCN, I'm Natalie Tavidian. Have a safe and happy New Year.
Do you have a great business idea? The Pasadena Enterprise Zone can help. The Pasadena Enterprise Zone, open for business.
Hi, I'm Jesse Avila at the Convalescent Aid Society, a nonprofit organization established in 1923. We provide the free loan of durable medical equipment, of hospital beds, wheelchairs, walkers, canes, and many other items. Your donations and contributions are welcome and greatly appreciated. We are located at 3255 East Foothill Boulevard in Pasadena.
We're here to help you.
Please give us a call and check for availability at 626-793-1696.